The manual glassworks in Sweden mainly use pot furnaces. The other type of glass furnace is the open hearth or tank furnace. Kosta has a small tank furnace, but for the rest only Limmared is big enough to use that. In the pot furnace, the glass melt is contained in a crucible or a melting pot that stands inside the heated furnace chamber. It's like making a soufflé at home. The soufflé is in the terrine and the terrine is in the oven. But the pot in the glass furnace is exposed to a tougher environment. Today, Kosta makes glass melting pots, but earlier did each glasswork make their own. For some decades, most pots were made in Ågefors. The fireproof clay must have a special composition to stand the high temperatures. It must also withstand the chemically corrosive glass melt. Most common is to use a Chamott-based clay from Großammerode outside Kassel in Germany, mixed with crushed material from old pots. When the pot is made, the clay must be homogeneous and free from air bubbles. So the kneading took quite some time and was done by trampling. Once kneaded, the clay had to stabilize and homogenize, and that takes several months. The building of the pot was done manually and demanded an expert so that the walls were even and compact without air inclusions or contaminants. Then the pot was left for drying, at least 6 months. Before use, the pot must also be arched at 1200 degrees, and that is a 1-week operation. When moving the pot from the tempering or arching furnace to the glass furnace, it may under no circumstances cool below 650 degrees, because then it breaks. Finally, it is time for the final burn-in at 1450 degrees under glazing. The pot is then ready to use, and it may last 1 to 3 months before it must be replaced. We show 2 wooden forms used for the building of pots, and also a small elliptic and dried pot. We also show a piece of a glass furnace wall, so that you can see how it has melted and glazed on the inside. By the glasswork entrance, you will see 2 small crucibles used as flower pots. They have been used for colored glass at Bergdala. You will also see a broken pot outside the museum. That pot cracked in the middle of a workday, and the molten glass started to flow in the furnace here in Bergdala. When that happens, you have to be fast to scoop out the glass before the fire starts.